How about being Kodiak Yazzie? He and his girlfriend were 125 feet from the stage when all of this was going down. Kodiak joins you right now. How are you holding up, Kodiak?
Yes. You know, it's been a trial of 12 hours here. I mean, it's still to the point where it's unreal. You know, it's hard to believe that it happened, even though we were there and I've been watching on the news all day. It's still hard to sit back and think that that actually happened, you know, down there with us.
I'm sure it's very hard, and if you have any difficulty relaying this or sharing this, or please let me know and I'll shut up. But tell me what happened or where you and your girlfriend were at the time when this first started.
We were, like I say, about 125 feet or so from the main stage. You know, at the time of the concert, it was Aldine for the closeout, so it was down to a single stage and you know, a very large, you know, shoulder sort of a crowd, you know, at the venue. We were just in one of the open areas that had some of the fake you know, grass and stuff, and we're just standing there. And we're a little bit closer to the west side of the venue facing the stage, which would be closer to the Mandalay Bay, Las Vegas Boulevard area. And like everybody, we heard those first few pops, and we're thinking, that's very odd. You kind of look around, you know, is that fireworks? Is there one of the helicopters that was going around? And then the concert kind of had like a little break in the music somewhat. And then, you know, when the next round of the pops started, that's when we looked at the stage and we saw Aldine and all the band members just disperse, scatter, hit the ground, run for cover. And that was all we needed to know. We grabbed each other and we just ran, you know, and we ran. I could tell where where it was coming from, what direction, and I could kind of tell it was elevated. So that was the first thing that went in my mind, is somebody's coming from Mandalay Bay shooting this direction. So what we did is we circled back around one of the concession stand bar area sort of things too. We just took cover, and at that time we were able to kind of look and see and kind of face Mandalay Bay, and about halfway up the Mandalay Bay on the glass stuff, you could see some flashing, like looked like, you know, cameras flashing or something like that. And so we just stayed down until that round finished, and then you know, we ran for another cover to exit on the east side of the venue, and we just kept continuing to run, and we took shelter around a water truck with about 25 other individuals. There was an off-duty police officer that was helping direct people, you know, so we all huddled up and just stood behind it and let the next, you know, after the burst of shots ended, then there was another one. I mean, it was several hundred rounds that were going off.
How long did this all take, Kodiak? I mean, I've heard different reports, a few minutes, 10 minutes, longer. He would stop, then rearm, or you know, get another gun. What happened?
I would say in total it was probably 10 to 12 minutes. It started, I think, like 10:07. I think I saw the report. You know, I had some other friends at the concert. We weren't directly next to them, but I knew that they were there, so I was trying to also simultaneously call them to find out where they were at, that there was no cell phone signal that was connecting or going out. And so we got stuck at that next to that water truck for probably a good 5 minutes, give or take, at that one location, just huddled behind it. And there was, you know, burst of, you know, very quick rapid fire that lasted for, you know, 20 to 30 seconds. Then there would be a 10, 12-second break, and then the burst would continue again. You know, so we just stayed. We thought we were protected where we were at. You know, we were huddled out behind it. We went as far east as we could get. You know, that's what our thought was, is to get furthest away from the noise, you know, which would be heading east. So that's the direction we just ran to.
Were there anyone else there who were kind of barricading themselves with you?
Yeah, we had behind the initial concession stand. I mean, a lot of people they just stopped.
Right.
I don't think they realized where it was coming from or what exactly it was. I think we had maybe a little bit more inclination. That was my first thought that was going on, that it was coming from above. And so that's why we went behind the concession stand quite quickly. And then you started seeing more and more people start to kind of crawl to areas that would be somewhat, you know, out of the line. And then you saw a lot of the police officers, security guards and stuff that were all taking, you know, doing the same thing at that point, too.
Now, I understand after all this was done and you think things have settled down, you took a lift back home. You had the composure to do that.
But by the time we left the water truck area, and there was a pretty big pause in the fire at that time, and there was some sort of a gate or fence that enough people had pushed it down, and there was a route that looked like it was going to have a block wall that you could kind of walk the perimeter of the wall and kind of protect yourself. So we made our way going through a couple back little alleys sort of things to eventually Tropicana, and then we took Tropicana and we just hugged the airport, divider wall with the razor wire. We just walked along that or jogged along that for the next, mile or so until we got to Maryland Parkway, and that's when we were able to order a lift.
All right, and you're back home in Henderson, Nevada. How's your girlfriend?
I don't think it's fully settled in. I mean, obviously we're both very rattled.
Sure.
We had lots of conversations with family members, that sort of thing, just to make sure that, hey, we're okay. Trying to track down all the people I knew that were at the event, friends and stuff like that. Fortunately, all the people that I knew that were down there, we all were okay. So everybody was able to get out. But yeah, it's been a experience that it's just, you just don't think it really happened.
Amazing. Kodiak, you had a remarkable composure, as did your girlfriend, through all of this. I hand it to you. Obviously, you're going to go through a lot these next few days. That's an understatement, but you showed remarkable strength. Be well, be strong. My best to you and your girlfriend.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Incredible.